The sorcerer can also...
Hold on, we're going to do this right. Here we go.
To perform this ritual, the sorcerer opens the ceremony in the usual manner, by lighting the red candles on the altar. The sorcerer then addresses his or her petition to the god of wealth, writing it in red ink on yellow paper, the appropriate colors for contacting the celestial gods. In ancient China, the act of writing and buming this type of petition was commonly called making the dragon tum its head. The sorcerer includes his or her name and time and place of birth in the petition. The sorcerer can also specify the source of this wealth if the sorcerer knows the names of the people or businesses from whom he or she would like to receive this money. When the magical ritual is finished, the Taoist mystic bums the petition along with spirit money and respectfully invites the god of wealth to partake of the offerings of food and drink. Then the sorcerer closes the ritual. It is important to note that a sorcerer of black magic can also use the same magical ritual in order to decrease the fortunes of specific individuals. For example, in the business world, an individual may want to decrease the fortunes of his or her competitors. In these cases, the black sorcerer describes his or her wishes in a petition. If the sorcerer does not care about the source of his or her fortune, the sorcerer only asks for wealth. If the sorcerer is desperate to break into a certain branch of business and needs to clear his or her path of obstructions, the sorcerer names those individuals whom he or she wishes to fall, adding the individuals' names, dates and times of birth, etc., so that the sorcerer can fulfill his or her dreams of power and conquest. If the ritual is performed consistently, the black sorcerer is confident that he or she will join the ranks of the rich within a very short time. The three pure ones, the three heavenly officials, the four heavenly ministers, the stellar sovereigns of the 5 planets and 7 stars, the 4 numinous animals and the 28 constellations. Tao, the way, / / I, / I tilde, God, I, / the immortals of the heavens, the perfected immortals of posterior heaven, the immortals of the world of nature and man, the immortals of the underworld, hidden beneath the oceans. Figure 1.127. The 3 levels of Taoist immortals. The door spirits, the spirit of wealth. The kitchen spirit, the earth spirits, the motherly matriarch.
Zhao Jun.
Emperor Guan, the saintly founder King of Zhang, the water margin lady. Daoist immortals. Shamanic ancient Taoism was originally developed in the late Han and 6 dynasties periods, 25 to 220 AD. Later, in religious modern Taoism, the gods immortals were conceived of as pure emanations of the divine. Religious Taoism is a polytheistic religion. In the Great Law of a numinous treasure of the highest clarity, written in the Southern Song dynasty, 420 to 588 AD, a list of 360 immortals is given for Taoist ritual offerings. In this list, the immortals are divided into 11 ranks. Although polytheistic, religious Taoism nevertheless has a certain inner unity, as all immortal divinities are manifestations of Dai, God, and possess divine nature. All of these Taoist immortals are also composed of vital breath, in that they are emanations of the breath of the Tao. The Taoist Book of Pervasive Divinity states, "The great Tao sends down spirits and attends to all. Some spirits have a name but no style, some spirits have a style but no surname, and some spirits have a rank but no name. Each spirit has specific attributes and is all different. Thus the true spirits are all created by the Tao." For the sake of simplicity, the list of Taoist immortals can be divided into 3 levels: the perfected immortals of anterior heaven, perfected immortals, and folk immortals, figure 1.127. When looking at the specific functions and spiritual attributes of these 3 levels of immortal divinities, one can see that they form an intricate structured hierarchy that is similar to the administrative systems prevalent in human society. 123. The 3 levels of Taoist immortals are described as follows. 1. The perfected immortals of anterior heaven. The first level of immortals is comprised of the perfected immortals of anterior heaven, also known as the immortals of prior heaven. These immortals have existed since before heaven and earth divided. They include the 3 pure ones, the 3 heavenly officials, the 4 heavenly ministers, the stellar sovereigns of the 5 planets and 7 stars, the 4 numinous animals and 28 constellations. Some of the perfected immortals of anterior heaven were awakened to the Tao and were refined to perfection by divine guidance, hence the title, perfected. The prior heaven immortals are exempt from changes, and represent the mystical sources of life, primordial breath, and blessing in the world of the post-heavens. The highest of these Taoist divinities are the 3 pure ones of the prior heavens. Also at the top of the hierarchy are the gods of the constellations. The perfected immortals of anterior heaven occupy the highest position, and are omnipresent and omnipotent. However, these popular immortal divinities can only influence one aspect of an individual's life, and therefore their position in terms of accessibility and function is relatively low. 2. The perfected immortals of posterior heaven. The second level of immortals is comprised of the perfected immortals of posterior heaven, who have attained the Tao after the creation of heaven and earth. Also called the immortals of post-heaven, they were originally common people who later became immortals after cultivating the Tao. They include the 3 Mao-perfect sovereign brothers, the 8 immortals, etc. 124. The posterior heaven immortals are more commonly worshipped by Taoists as patron spirits. They oversee the various energetic and spiritual transformations that occur within the mundane physical world. Therefore, the posterior heaven immortals govern the change of seasons and the continuously revolving implementary interaction of yin and yang within the physical realm. According to the great Taoist alchemist Ko Gong, the posterior heaven immortals are categorized into 3 groups. The immortals of the heavens. These are the celestial immortals who dwell either in the Taoist heaven, on the Isles of Immortals, Peng Yi, situated in the Eastern Sea, or in the Kunlun Mountains towards the west. The immortals of the world of nature and man. The immortals in the second category of posterior heaven immortals are the terrestrial immortals who live in the mountains or forests. The immortals of the underworld, hidden beneath the oceans. The last category, posterior heaven immortals, refers to those immortals who have separated from the dead body, Qi. 3. Folk immortals. The third level of immortals is comprised of the immortal divinities of popular religions which are recognized by Taoism. These immortals include the door spirits, the spirit of wealth, the kitchen spirit, the earth spirits, the motherly matriarch, Emperor Guan, the saintly founder King of Zhang, the water margin lady, etc. Becoming an immortal. Taoist adepts pray to immortals and interact with them, receiving their protection and enlightenment. They can also study and cultivate Tao by themselves until they enter the ranks of the immortals. Those individuals who are not predestined to meet a perfected immortal may accumulate virtue by performing good deeds and continuously cultivating and refining the Jing, Qi and Shen until they become enlightened. When these individuals attain Tao, they reach the stage where the body is united with the Tao and cannot but remain with it, and the mind is united with Tao and cannot but commune with it. Then, the individual enters into the realm of immortals, no longer undergoes birth or death, is not harmed by fire or water, and can come and go at will. A. Highest purity, the celestial worthy of numinous treasure dominates the second phase. Jade purity, supreme purity, the celestial worthy of the Tao and its virtue, dominates the third phase of the creation of cosmos. The celestial worthy of the creation of cosmos. He is considered to be the guardian of magical writings. Primordial Eta Jinning dominates the first phase of the creation of cosmos. He is considered to be the ruler of heaven and earth. He is considered to reveal secret Taoist to high. Figure 1.128. 3 pure ones. List of Daoist immortals. The following is list of several popular Taoist immortals, gods, that are commonly worshipped within the Taoist religion. The 3 pure ones. The 3 pure ones describe the 3 Taoist heavens, and contain the 3 highest deities in Taoist religion. Although the Jade Emperor rules the heavenly hierarchy, the 3 pure ones, as a collective unit, are considered to be so lofty that they transcend the entire hierarchy. Some Taoist traditions believe that the three pure ones are gods, which represent and control the various stages of energy in the cosmos, while other traditions prefer to focus on the three pure ones as purely representative of the body's three energies, Jing, Qi and Shen, which are cultivated during Taoist meditations. According to ancient Taoism, the three pure ones, highest purity, also known as the highest emperor or the celestial worthy of numinous treasure, jade purity, also known as the jade emperor or the celestial worthy of primordial beginning, and supreme purity, also known as the supreme emperor or the celestial worthy of the Tao and its virtue, are emanations of the Tao, and they rule over the highest three celestial realms, figure 1.128. Jade Emperor. The Jade Emperor is the highest ruler in the Tao.